Good afternoon, Cheeky Sprite. What's going on? Are you good? You're well. I hope you're well. I was gonna say, pick up the radio stations. Let's play some music. Pick up the radio stations. We clearly got watchers. Pick up grips, man. Hope you well. Hope you well, mate. You haven't been live in a couple of nights, have you, Gripper? I was looking for yours last night. Couldn't sleep last night, man. Don't know what was up with me. Could not sleep. So, what was I going to say? So, yeah, who see AJ Smith threatening to rape people on panels? Anyone see that shit? Anyone see that shit? More free passes for I've never known someone get as many free passes as that guy in the 2 and a bit years that I've been on YouTube. Straight up. Straight up. Oh, Cheeky Sprite, I was watching some of that myself. Is he still alive? That was funny. Although I didn't think she sounded very... Hey, Andrew, man. Big up yourself, bro. Big up yourself, mate. AJ Smith. Mr. Meatball. AJ Smith. AJ Smith. Threatening to grate people on panels and that. And he gets free pass, bro. And the same people were all like taking shots at YouTube Asylum a few weeks ago because he lost his shit and said something along those lines. Although, not saying it was right, I must say I did hear him apologise on numerous occasions. Numerous occasions. And he even fucked off for a little while and stuff like that from YouTube and had a break. So at least that's somebody that at least taking a bit of fucking accountability for what he said. And do you know what I mean? Not like that fucking sausage. Gripper went on holiday. Ah. Big up Reggie London. Cheers for letting me know that, mate. Has anyone heard of a singer called Teddy Swims? Has anyone heard of a singer called Teddy Swims? You find him on YouTube, and a lot of his songs and that are like cover songs. But he's sick, man. He's sick. Yes, Andrew J, what's going on, bro? Are you all well, brother? Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah, you're good, Andrew, bro? But yeah, I don't know when people... It's funny, man. These people sit there and like always talking about other people and judging other people about the things that they've like that other people have said. Like they've got some big moral compass code thing. But then they sit there and associate themselves with people that are still to this day sat on panels doing the same thing, haven't learnt nothing. Still doing the same old shit on lives, day in, day out. And everyone sits there and accepts it like it's okay. You know. But it's okay for like them because they like them, so they sit there with them. But if someone else says it, oh no, let's attack them and ridicule them because they said it. very, 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 very weird. Very weird, man. And as for people like that Michelle turning around and saying that I spend my whole life on YouTube, are you mad, girl? Are you actually fucking serious? You spend far more time on here than me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I didn't used to. Shit, I used to do like 3, 4, 5 lives in a day, every day. Wake up on the morning, first thing I'd do is crack open a live. And last things I'd be doing before I went to sleep is I would be having fucking a live stream. But not anymore, man. Not anymore. So the guy who fakes self-harm, trolls people, spouts bullshit, and now great threats, but still allowed on panels. So much for building a better community then. Exactly. Exactly. Right, I don't even know. Yeah, you've literally just hit the fucking nail right on the head there, lad. To be quite honest. Odd behaviour, right? Wait, Andrew, do you want the link? Andrew, do you want the link, bro? I'll put the link out if you want to jump on. You can tell me about how much you love Newcastle United and how you can't wait to watch them play in the Champions League next season if you like. Put the link right up for you, bro. Put the fucking link right up for you, man. Yeah, Reggie, exactly, mate. All forgotten. Fickle minds. You know all those people with that high moral code, bro? Know all those people with that high moral code that don't let people on their panels because they're this and they've done that and they've said this and they're bullies and they do this and they've said this to women and this, that and the other. Yeah, all those people still sit with people like that. Yeah, Andrew, go make a cup of man. I'm going to play a quick song, man. Like I say, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I really like this song. If there's going to be another James Bond film as well, I advocate for this guy to maybe do the next like Bond film or something. Because he's got a cracking voice, man. But Teddy Swims, most of his music, like I say, they're all covers, man. Although, like, to be fair, he does some decent covers. Some of his covers are better than the originals. But he's, I think he's like moving away from that a little bit now and doing his own material, man. And fucking hell, what a banger this is. So it's a bit of a chilled out tune, guys. It's no fucking rap music or no fucking heavy shit from me. Apologies if it's not your thing. It's only one song. Only you get your knickers in a twist. You get your fucking knickers in a twist. Right. We should be able to just hide that shit. Cool. Cool story, bro. One song, guys, and I'll be with you on.
Amazon Prime Day is here. 2 days of epic deals that'll make you feel like a big deal. Deals on electronics, home, kitchen, and more. Amazon Prime Day is the 11th and 12th of July, exclusively for Prime members. Shop now.
Nah, bro. Hang on.
Something's got a hold on me lately, though I don't know myself anymore.
Fuck off. It's got to be. You taking the piss? This is the one. The live version. Yeah, the live version is better.
Something's got a hold on me lately. No, I don't know myself anymore. Feels like the walls are all closing in, and the devil's knocking at my door. Whoa, out of my mind. How many times did I tell you I'm no good at being alone? Yeah, it's taking a toll on me. Trying my best to keep from tearing the skin off my bones. Don't you know I lose control when you're not next to me? I'm falling apart right in front of you. Can't you see? I lose control when you're not next to me. Yeah, you're breaking my heart, baby. You make a mess of me. Problematic. Problem is, I want your body like a fiend, like a bad habit. Bad habits hard to break when I'm with you. Yeah, I know I can do it on my own, but I want that real full-blown black magic, and it takes two. Problematic. Problem is, when I'm with you, I'm an addict, and I need some relief. My skin in your teeth, can't see the forest through the trees. Got me down on my knees, darling, please. Oh, I lose control when you're not next to me. I'm falling apart right in front of you. Can't you see? I lose control when you're not next to me. Yeah, you're breaking my heart, baby. You make a mess of me.
Put the thing out for Andrew. Let's put it out, man. This little guitar solo is fucking sick. Yes, shorty. Big up, bro.
Lose control when you're not next to me.
Yeah, put it up.
I'm falling apart right in front of you. Can't you see?
That song's fire. That guy's got some fucking savage voice, bro. So, some savage voice. Oh, Andrew. Yeah, big up, shorty, brother. Big up, bro. Little video dropping tonight as well this evening, people. Little video dropping tonight. A little audit, well, a little audit, if that's what you want to call it, or whatever. Well, a video anyway. Outside the BBC in Birmingham. Outside.
Yo.
What's going on, man?
Yo. What's happening?
What's happening, bro? You good?
Fucking hell, this YouTube is fucking shit, innit?
Yeah, it
that's
never
about it.
stop, man, does it?
Load of fucking bollocks, mate. Load of fucking bollocks.
Well, it depends what you're on about on YouTube, because I don't see a lot of it.
fucking.
I don't see lots of it anymore because I don't go in many chat. Like I do, but I don't. Like, do you know what I mean? I ain't gonna sit and say I don't go to the odd channel now and again because I do.
Yeah, that's what I do basically. Just I don't have much time to fucking do it, and all the fucking arguing and all the fucking drama and shit. It's just, man, it's just fucking crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's all the time, bro.
It's just so much. There's so much I could say, like, you know, and fucking hell, you could speak all fucking day, like, you know.
Yeah, you know what though, mate? That was the problem. I think, like before, I was giving it too much time.
Yeah.
And like, I'd be more than happy to fire up a live on the daily, first thing on the morning, responding.
All right.
No good, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, I had my say on a couple of things yesterday. But there ain't no like losing my temper or losing my shit, bro. They're just talking calm now and putting my point.
It's just not worth it. None of it is fucking worth it.
No,
literally.
Not really, mate. Especially when you don't know the people, innit? Like, what?
Well, yeah, exactly. What's the odds that you're gonna fucking meet them, have a rock, have a fight, or whatever? You know, all this fucking shit. Like, it's just, it just goes round and round in fucking circles, and it won't destroy you, but it will just, I don't know, piss you off and fucking you won't have a good day and shit, innit? You know?
That's the one, mate.
In the end, like, you know?
Yeah. How's you anyway, bro? You all good? Everything good?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. My birthday yesterday.
Your birthday yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, you old bastard.
Fucking feel it as well.
You still fucking off the drink?
Aye, coming up 5 months.
Fucking there we are. You turn around and say I feel it as well, bro. But fucking hell, so that was your birthday yesterday, and that's got to be your first birthday in fucking how long then, bro?
First birthday sober, mate. First birthday sober.
Fucking fair play, bro. 5 months, mate. I bet even you look at it sometimes, do you? And think, fucking hell, I never thought I'd be able to do this.
Oh yeah, well every day almost. Every day, like, you know, I was out yesterday with the drug and alcohol place, and you know, I was telling them it'll be my first fucking birthday sober, and probably since I was a kid, like, you know.
Yeah, fair play, bro. Are they helpful though, in that? Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main.
No, mainly I've done it myself, but yeah, they do help. Yeah, they help more like with my mental health as well, like. But,
you know what it is, Andrew, mate? You used to always sit there, didn't you, and say to people, like, you can all sit there and tell me to do it, but deep down, I know that you like, and everyone you sit there and, he tried doing this and doing that, and you used to sit there quite openly and go, to be honest, no one can do it apart from me.
Yeah,
I heard you say that, and you'll do that when you're ready, you know?
Yeah, I was in such a fucking mess in that fucking flat, and something had to fucking change, like, you know, and what happened, and you know, fuck it. I'll say I'm fucking glad. I'm glad what's happened has happened for a reason, and you know, now I'm 5 months down the line, fucking sober, like, you know.
Yeah, fair play to you. Do you get out on that more now then?
Yeah, every day almost now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one, bro. That's the thing, isn't it? Just keep him busy, trying to find things to do and that.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's like a day off today, so that's why I'm on here, like, you know.
Yeah, I'm like that, bro. Even with the smoke, yeah. Even though obviously that it's a bit of a different extent. I used to be like that. I'm like that, bro. Like, you know, if I can keep myself busy and that throughout the day,
yeah,
don't even think about it. Even if it's there to smoke, I don't even think about it, bro. It becomes like just an evening thing then. But you know, if I find that I've got like loads of time in the day and I'm just sat around fucking scratching my head on what to do,
yeah,
that's when I'll sit there and smoke fucking 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Baron, is that you,
I
bro?
know if I have a. Who is it?
Apparently, Baron.
What, backstage or?
Yeah.
Ask him to show his face.
It's all white for some reason. He would usually show his face.
Well, what?
It's just like no background. It's just all completely white. Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't trust it. I don't know.
Probably is back. It might be. Might not be.
Oh, big up the chat, everyone.
Oh, I just went to let him on and fucking they dropped down. I was going to put a banner up.
Yeah, we got a banner,
Yeah. Usually Baron would type in the chat though, to be fair, to be honest.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, usually it'd come in the chat, usually, to be fair.
Yeah.
Big up Mrs. Meatball. Fact, big up, man.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Who is it?
On that basis, I ain't letting you on, man.
Who is it?
I might have let you on this channel, at least Henry Crinkle, yeah?
Oh, fuck yeah.
But isn't that weird that Baron just drops off there and then straight away pops up Henry Crinkle?
I just seen it in the chat.
Oh, no, hang on. It's because someone confirmed that is the real Baron.
Oh.
I might have just accused Henry for nothing.
Yeah, it is Baron. He's got a spanner.
It is. Yeah. Sorry, Baron, bro.
Crinkle's there as well, look.
See, Crinkle? He gets the blame for everything, doesn't he?
He's such a cunt.
Yo.
You can still stay backstage, Crinkle.
What's happening?
Can you hear me, yeah?
Yeah, big up, Baron.
Sweet. Fucking, I jumped in, but realised I had sound issues, so I had to quickly go sort it.
No, it's all right. It's usually I usually see your comment first, or as I say, you're one that usually shows your face backstage. So
Yeah, I'm fucking. There's no point in hiding this ugly mug. Every fucker's seen it, isn't there? But yeah, I was just sorting shit out in the kitchen, and I heard Andrew say that fucking he's done his 6 months. And he's had his birthday, and it's his first birthday sober for fucking years. Congratulations, man. What does that feel like?
Oh, mate, it's fucking, it's fucking good feeling, like. But...
It fucking is, isn't it? It is. And I remember to the Andy of months ago, it was like, I can't do it. And now look at you, you're fucking riding high, man. Fucking get on. Fucking happy for you. Very proud of you as well, Andy. I know that feeling of when you hit that birthday of being clean for them months, and you're like, I've actually made it.
Yeah, it is
fucking great.
It's crazy, man. Honestly, still, I can't really believe it. But
I'll be honest with you guys. I was on for a shit day last night. I had a proper fucking stressful last night. But you, Andy, have made my day today, son.
Nice one.
Just hearing that, like, your first birthday sober. Like I say, I know that feeling. It's buzzing as fuck. So I made buzzing my tits off for you, man.
It would have been fucking... Yeah, before fucking it would have been, right, it's my birthday. We're going to the early hours of the morning. It's going to get messy.
Yeah. Let's get some extras. I'm going to have a go at the fucking Uber driver for ripping me off.
Don't fucking mention that, man. Fuck's sake. Was that last year? Yeah. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you were always kicking off with the fucking Uber driver. And the takeaway. Conning bastards.
Yo!
Oh, fuck you.
Well done, Andrew. Yes, boy. Go on, big up, boy. He's been clean for 5 months, man. Well done.
That's really all I jumped up to say. I'm proper buzzing for you, Andy. Fucking congratulations. Don't need to carry on now. You're already marching down this path, and you will succeed, my friend. Thank you so much for having me up.
No worries, mate.
Short and brief, but that's how I like to keep it. So take care, guys. All the best.
Take care, mate.
Yeah, well done,
Henry. I owe you an apology, man. I owe you an apology.
Go on,
man enough to admit when I'm wrong. And that was a bit wrong of me to just jump to. But I swear to God, the minute he jumped down, you were thinking, what's he doing?
Exactly.
What's he doing?
That's
No,
all it
Andrew,
is.
are you good, Crinkle? Are you good, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, man.
Yeah.
I'm on the same tip as Andrew, so I'm doing good. Things tend to go well when you're not drinking. I wonder why that is, you know.
And smoking crack, Crinkle.
Drinking
Well,
is a bit like, yeah, but I think, and I could be wrong, but I don't really see Crinkle as the type of guy who's just going to sit there and blaze up a bit of crack. However, I do think that if Crinkle's wasted on the drink, he might then be tempted to think I'm going to go and have a dabble.
Exactly. Alcohol is my gateway to all the other drugs. As soon as I'm drunk, anything goes, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
I had a mate like that. Would never
But
touch
like,
it.
if I ain't been drinking, I ain't tempted by anything else at all.
Yeah, I used to have a mate like that. Never used to touch a drug sober, like without a drink. But as soon as he had a drink and he was wrecked, he'd be like, right, let's get this, let's get that.
Exactly. Like when I'm drunk, I think this ain't enough. Like this buzz is all right, but like I can go better now. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I'll do anything if I'm drunk, pretty much.
No, what have you been up to anyway, Crinkle?
Busy working in it, man, and staying on the same tip as Andrew for the last few weeks. You know what I mean? So yeah, things tend to go well when you're on the wagon and all that.
Have you fallen out with Tim, Bear?
I haven't fallen out with him, mate. I still
not speaking of it.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it because everyone makes a big thing of it.
Yeah.
I haven't fallen out with him. It's just like you know when a few people had an issue with Manners about the way like Manners like kind of fucking treated people.
Yeah, I seen a little bit.
And Tim sat there and was like, "Yeah, I'm done with Manners as well on that basis." Well, then Tim went and done what Manners done. Do you know what I mean? And all it was is like it was just brought to the attention that hang on, what are you being like that for? But like I say, mate, I don't really want to talk about it. I've got no ill feeling for Tim at all. So no, in my eyes, I haven't fallen out with him because
I know what you mean, mate.
You know what I mean? If I'd fell out with him, I'd have some kind of ill in thought towards him.
I know, mate. I know.
So
yeah, it's all good.
So,
Andrew, what do you think of this BBC thing, man? Another presenter.
Oh, isn't that the one that fucking Belfield targeted?
I don't know. Who actually is it? Because apparently it still hasn't been confirmed here, but there's foreign media outlets that have released it. So I'm not too sure. People are, you know.
I seen on the news yesterday that apparently the girl he paid money for to see.
You know what they're not reporting? I think the Sun reported this story first, right?
BBC,
the actual victim in this case wrote to the paper to say this is not true.
No,
and I'm not pressing charges.
The parents of the victim went to the police first, and then the BBC. And the BBC basically denied it, and then they went to the police, and that's why it's come out now.
Well, actually,
yesterday on the news.
Well, yeah, but the victim themselves has written into the paper to say this is not true.
Parents.
Yeah, no, but the victim themselves, the parents are apparently
no offense, stay with. You just go against what everyone says. You just go the complete.
I would say who knows, right? We'll see because there'll be an investigation.
I've done my research, Andrew. That's all. I've done my research.
Someone say, "Oh, well, this person's 17."
The Sun newspaper. Hang on. No, the Sun newspaper are ideologically opposed to the BBC, so obviously they're not going to post the full story, are they?
No, they're not. I went to the BBC yesterday in Birmingham.
And obviously,
they do like cameras.
If somebody has taken, or who would give 35 grand for a picture or pictures? It doesn't make sense. Obviously, if they did, then that's a crime and they should be punished. But if they didn't, because it sounds a bit far fetched to me. If they didn't, anything you say to an adult, which is a 17-year-old, is not a crime. So unless there's a picture, and unless this is true, which the person has denied, the victim, then it's just adults doing adult things, really.
Well, to a degree, because listen, I've seen like comments like, "Oh, but they were 17." But what a lot of people don't realise is, even though 16 is the legal age and consensual age for sexual intercourse, when it comes to sending, receive anything like that, sending or holding explicit photos, it's nothing under the age of 18.
I know.
The law in this country.
And now the person is an adult now.
In
and
the
so
UK, you're not allowed to exchange explicit
so
photos.
there are all these other people who are claiming to this and that. They're adults as well. So, you know, I think one of them said,
how do you know that
he said some bad words.
How do you know that for a fact?
Well, because, you know, it's been the person was 17 at the time, and if you figure out the dates, you can tell they're all
that's
adults.
True, she was 17, and what Bear just said, it's illegal, then, isn't it?
Well, yes, but I don't think it's true. What kind of person gives someone 35 grand for a picture?
There's no other
a weirdo, bro. Like, it was Shorty. Hey, Shorty, can I play your short, bro? Can I play your short? Because that cracked me up, man.
It just don't make sense. It doesn't seem plausible.
Four people that come forward now. Look.
I want to play Shorty's fucking short, man. He's got a short that he put up with what's his name? Paddy McGuinness or whatever his name is. And he's fucking talking about it, man. He fucking just cracked me up.
You know, it's meant to be one of the newsreaders, apparently. You know who they're saying it is, but you can't say it, otherwise you could get sued or whatever.
What, Hugh Edwards?
Well, I ain't going to confirm or deny that. You can get into trouble.
Hang on a second. You want to know who Edwards?
Bro, I was outside their fucking studio like yesterday, mate. Fucking giving them some stick. Giving them some stick, man.
Well, did you ask the Sun newspaper about the denial by the victim who said this ain't true?
You can go do the Sun. You can't do it all in a day, Crinkle, man.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to bring balance. That's all. I'm not, you know, trying to say
let's play this. Everyone sub to Shorty as well, man. Fucking hell. Give him a sub.
Oh, he put his link in the chat.
Look at this. This is funny, man.
Daughter stabilizers off her bike. There's going to be tears and a few grazed knees, but they've got to learn. All the while, keeping my eye on what's going on with this who's the presenter malarkey. I tell you what, the great British press, they are a bunch of cheeky scamps. They know what they're doing. They lob that grenade out there and watch everyone eat themselves on Twitter. Naming people publicly, naming people who were totally innocent. It's bonkers. I even saw a couple of knobheads say it with me. Me! There's no way on God's green earth I'm paying 35 grand for a wank.
Exactly.
I put that out at around about a grand a stroke. That's not value for me. Not happening in the slightest. I mean, I'd pay 35 grand to sue someone for defamation of character. That's another story. 35 grand for polishing your trumpet. Daughter stabilizers off her bike. There's going to be...
good old Paddy.
Exactly. He's kind of saying what I'm saying. It's just...
No, he is. That's why I wanted to play it.
Plausible. It doesn't seem plausible. There's more to it than that. And apparently... there's something about the parents, something like that they don't live with a child, or there's something that you'd think, oh, there's a reason why they might want to be saying this. I can't remember what the reason is. I'll go back and have a look. But there's something where you say, oh, well, that explains that, you know, why they may want to be saying this sort of thing.
Fact says I got sent a picture of Hugh Edwards with his boxers around his ankles. It's an image I can't delete from my memory.
What's he being accused of then, Bert?
What is it they're being accused of?
Yeah, Hugh Edwards.
Well, this is who we think that the person is. The BBC person in question.
They've been accused of paying a 17-year-old boy, I think it's a boy, to give him naked pictures, and he was apparently playing with himself.
The Welsh news presenter.
Yeah, those Welsh, they're a bit weird, aren't they? Oh,
but this is what it is, right?
Yeah, right, boy.
Captain Ripper.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's fucking bit fishy. But the fact that like loads of other names were mentioned, yeah, and all these people come out publicly on Twitter and everything and like, sorry, not me, got the wrong person. And that hasn't happened with Hugh Edwards. Not like he's come out and been like, hang on a minute, you got the wrong person here. So that's what
he is the one. He is the one. That's probably why. He's the one that's being accused. Doesn't make it true, but you know.
I haven't seen anything of Hugh Edwards yet, so I'll have to see you later or something.
Also, I mentioned this the other day. I want your opinion on it, Clinical, because you're talk politics. So, can you remember some weeks, months ago, even maybe, that the media was like pushing how Putin's a war criminal?
Yeah.
Because they were using cluster bombs, yeah, and they go against the fucking whatever convention to do with war, right?
Yeah.
They pushed that out, but now Joe Biden's just cleared for them to now send cluster bombs to Ukraine. So how does people like Biden, our country, manage to sit there and point the finger and kind of condemn people as fucking war criminals when, you know, like some weeks later we're going and doing the same thing?
Well, it does sound a bit hypocritical if it's true they were accusing Putin of that. I don't doubt for a minute that they were, but
I think they were. Yeah, they were.
There's one major difference between if Putin used them versus the Ukrainians is that the Ukrainians are using it on their own soil. They would know where civilians are or are not, and they would probably, you know, clear areas out before using them, but then they would have to clean them up after. Versus if Putin used them, he wouldn't know where any civilians are or are not, and runs the risk of killing loads of them. So, you know, because the risk with those bombs is that they go unexploded and remain there for years. If you're doing that on your own soil, then that's up to you to clean it up after. Obviously, they're not going to want to leave all that stuff there after the war's ended.
Yeah,
but Russians would. They ain't going to go and clean that shit up, are they?
No, I guess not. It's still mad though, isn't it? Mad,
yeah,
like, you just go to show what a load of shit is really. Yeah, 1 minute you told one thing and that they're war criminals.
You know what I think? I think it's just because they're banned worldwide and America got a whole load of them. It's just trying to get rid of them. Here you go, take these. Take these. We don't need them. Rather than giving them, you know, better weapons and, you know, ones that are legal.
Yeah, maybe.
Just arming them off with that shit. But you know, that's a reason for Putin. Yeah, but he can't say this is a war crime because there ain't no Russian civilians for them to hit in Ukraine. You know what I mean? So he ain't really got an argument to say it's indiscriminate. Because if it was used on Russian soil, that'd be different.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get that, but I still think that they shouldn't be getting used if it's not all right for one.
Exactly. Yeah, it just gives Putin a reason to do something bad himself. You know what I mean?
Think we're getting anywhere near any kind of like bigger kind of war? Do you see it blowing up anymore? Maybe I'll say it: World War III. Now some people will say
there's a risk in that. Because the American position is still not to negotiate they're just going to keep going to, you know, allow one of their biggest enemies in the world to be depleted of their army and, you know, lose a lot of resources over the war. They're getting it basically for free. And so as long as negotiation is off the table, anything can happen. Climbing up that ladder of, you know,
yeah, they don't want negotiations, though, do they?
No, they don't. That's their official position.
They don't. I'm sure I see something again a couple of weeks ago that there was some kind of negotiation on the table, and kind of it was down to the America and UK, but they kind of instructed fucking Zelensky not to fucking negotiate, not to take that deal.
Yeah.
And then you sit there and you're like, you know, who really are the aggressors, man? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
who really are the ones fucking stirring?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but you know, America got a great deal out of this. You know, their mortal enemy is, you know, getting their army chopped up and depleted and all the rest of it, all for free. Practically just for a few cluster bombs that they don't even need anyway or want anyway. They can't use them, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop off, bro. All right.
Oh, bro. Well, fucking take it steady, man.
Yeah, I will, man.
Take it steady, bro.
And you know what else? Yeah. The Americans have got out of this.
Big up, bro.
Have a good one.
See you, Andrew. Big up, man. So you know what else they've got out of this, the Americans, for free, which is Europe in the pockets of America. NATO has come over this side because there's been debate since World War II whether or not Europe should become a third power in the world alongside the US and Russia, right? And so now, because of this war, it's pushed Europe into America, so to join up all together under the Americans, you know. So that's what they've always wanted. And they're getting it for free because of this war, you know what I mean?
Tables are turning a little bit now, though, aren't they? Like the main current global currency, if you like, it's always been the dollar, the American dollar, the US dollar. That's starting to kind of fall away from them a little bit, and
that's because of the sanctions. That's because of the sanctions, and because America want to starve Russia of resources and not trade with them and all that. But the rest of the world, a lot of the rest of the world, don't agree with that, and they still want to trade with Russia. You know, and so a lot of people are making changes so that they can still trade with Russia using different currencies and all the rest of it, using their own currencies. So this is why. So the world is drifting away from the US, and you could even say, you know, towards China, and it's not a good look for America, really. That's one of the disadvantages of all of this. But
it's a bit like the US have been caught sleeping for some years, haven't they? Like, I don't know what happened, man, but it's like they've been asleep, man. And like I say, China are very much like, I feel, caught up with them.
Kind of. But now they've got they control, you know, what goes on with NATO pretty much. And so they've got NATO on deck now, on side, not wanting to leave and be a third power in the world. That's what they've always wanted. And they benefit massively out of this, you know, selling arms and
What's your opinions on NATO? On a whole, do you think the idea of what NATO stands for is a good idea or not?
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. But, I mean, it's a bit outdated now because it was set up at the end of World War II with the tagline, to defend us from the Russian hordes.
Yeah.
That was the phrase they used when they set it up. That was why it was supposed to have been set up. But it makes me feel, I don't know, I feel safer knowing that there's a whole group of countries willing to fight for us. In a sense, you know, that all of NATO will defend us if we're attacked. So in that sense, you know, it makes me feel like I'm part of a gang. Right? I'm part of a gang of boys, you know what I mean? So,
no, I get that. Like you, yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know, NATO, man, they just seem like aggressors. Like you say, what they were set up for, and there was almost a promise in there that, like, you know, Russia will get, they've got their territory, if you like, and they'll be left alone. And if you look at NATO over the years, they've slowly fucking closed in, and they got closer and closer.
Oh, exactly.
I can see why someone like Putin would sit there and go, right, you know, NATO, or should I say Ukraine, in joining NATO, then them setting up there in Ukraine, that's only next door to Russia. You can see how that looks like a big threat, doesn't it? Hang on a minute. Yeah. Why are you getting closer?
Well, exactly. When they tore down the German wall, the Berlin Wall, and East Germany became part of the West and NATO, they promised Russia, we will not move 1 inch to the east. Yeah, and they've been doing that ever since. So that, you know, that's the reason why Putin has done what he's done, because he feels he doesn't want nuclear, he doesn't want American missiles on his doorstep pointed at him. That's basically what would happen.
Yeah,
if Ukraine joined NATO.
Didn't they have some NATO summit yesterday as well?
I think so, yeah.
I think there was a NATO summit yesterday. NATO, what's that? Fact notification. NATO, for fuck's sake, Crinkle, I thought you were educated.
Yeah, what's the point he's trying to make?
No, well, I don't even know, actually. I got no. They're trying to break the dollar, China, UAE, Russia, and others.
Well, yeah.
Bringing another oil-backed currency to the market.
Yeah. I mean, he runs the risk, America runs the risk of pushing people towards China to carry on. We better do as well, really, to avoid a different kind of third world war. But people want to trade with China. They want to trade with Russia, and America don't want any of that. And so that's why people are, you know, drifting away from America, you know, to the rest of the world. But, you know, they say things that come in threes, this ain't no numerology bullshit, but things that come in threes, like superpowers, for instance, and this can be verified, or there's evidence for this in nature. When you have like imagine you got 3 planets with gravity, chaotic motion occurs. And so when you've got 3 powers in the world, they predict that there's going to be chaotic, like unpredictable outcomes because of the power dynamics between 3 things. It's sort of like built into nature almost, that when 3 comes along, chaotic behavior ensues. So this is not a good thing. If China get all the their goal is to have as many nukes as USA and Russia, like in the thousands. Yeah. Once we have 3 superpowers like that, it becomes much more unpredictable what could happen in the world. So, you know, it's a very
I think. Who do you think would be most likely to use them? If you had to turn around and say you had to pick one, who do you think would be most likely to push that button and start that?
I would probably say USA or Russia, not China.
Do you know what? I was just about to say this. I don't think China. I think a lot of people would actually think China straight up. I think a lot of people, if you asked a lot of people that straight away, they'd just go China. But I don't think so.
And you know why? Especially in America under Trump, I think he would be the most dangerous man on the planet. if China had nukes and then he did, and you know.
It's funny, isn't it? Because he says, he says, like, if I was president, he was like, I'd stop that war the same day. It'd be stopped same day, over. Bollocks, man. Yeah. Bollocks. You would fucking really escalate that shit.
Man as well. He's so like just reacts on his emotions. Yeah. Like you can imagine him getting into a bad mood and just hitting that button, boy.
It'd be like giving me the button, wouldn't it, mate? And just triggering me. You know, not a good idea.
Yeah.
Act on impulse and that. No wars under Trump. Yeah, you say that, but
he left all of these, like he signed away nuclear proliferation treaties, and he pulled out of this and pulled out of that. So he's made it so future wars, you know, can be much worse. So I wouldn't, you know, say that he's innocent of just because he ain't, you know, gone to war. He's made changes that make the world a much more dangerous place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because once one starts doing that, they all say, well, if you're doing it, I'm pulling out. Why should I fucking limit my nukes when you're not? Like, what? You know what I mean? So the whole world becomes more dangerous.
Yeah, I think we're getting there, mate. I don't know, like, quite when they push, we're closer than ever with nuclear war. I don't necessarily believe that. I mean, I'm not saying it will never happen, but I don't think we're at that point yet.
Well, there are people in America. There are people, you know, MPs, you know, not MPs, but, you know, what they call them over there. Yeah, there are people in their parliament that are actually talking about nuclear war as if it's a possibility. It's actually become almost, it can happen, and they're talking about it. They're thinking about it. Like
I just think when you think of war,
dangerous.
Can we agree that war, a lot of it is to do with financial gain? Yeah.
Well, that's just a side consequence, because people earn lots of money out of selling the arms, but I don't think they go to war specifically just to sell the arms and get defense money. There's reasons why people go to war.
Okay, but the idea with war is that there's a winner at the end of it. I don't think that when it comes to nuclear war,
well, there's a winner.
That winner is the same, man. You can still have someone sit there and go, yeah, I won the war. But it depends what you've left the place looking like afterwards. Like, was it really worth winning? Do you know what I mean?
Well, is there really a winner in war, though?
Wow,
Does anyone win?
Well, no, because it shows history repeats itself, doesn't it? History's shown that history just repeats itself.
Because at the end of the war, you have to still negotiate with that country, you know, or whoever. It's like one of those gypsy fights, isn't it? At the beginning, they're like, and then they get it on. Yeah, they have a fucking 20-minute fight, and then when they're all both battered up, at the end, that's when they start talking. Yeah, but you shouldn't have said that. Oh, yes, I should. Yeah, okay, yeah. And then, you know, the problem is still there, even after the war, you know what I mean? But, I mean, who won the Afghan war? Who won that? Because who's in power there now?
Well, yeah, I'd agree. No one really won. Again, though, I would say that
actually won it.
US
power now. They disappeared and they came back. And what's America got out of that? Nothing.
Nothing really.
Exactly.
But well, I don't know. I guess they've profited along the way.
Well, yeah, the arms manufacturers certainly profited. They're the ones that profit. and then they can say we live in a dangerous world, so this is why we need a defense budget, which is taxpayers' money, and so that ends up being welfare for the rich. So all the arms manufacturers get that money.
Like, you know, things that haven't been spoken about. I don't have the information here to hand you, but while this conflict's been going on, some of the arms that we were meant to send to Ukraine,
yeah,
fucking ended up in places like Africa, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
And if you do a little bit of research, that is factual as well. It has been proved. You know, there's evidence to back that up. That you know, how does that work? A load of weapons are meant to go to Ukraine, and they somehow end up in the hands of fucking people in Africa.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Weird, right?
Yeah, we're one of the main exporters of arms around the world. So, I mean, we supply all sorts of places you've probably never heard of.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought we're the biggest, though, right? Surely.
Yeah, one of like per capita, like we are, because we have a lot of the arms manufacturers are based in the UK. You know, Boeing, for instance, they make a lot of stuff to do with weapons, and there's other companies as well.
Do you think, Crinkle? Yeah, if
or was that America? I'm not sure.
This is hypothetically because it's never going to happen, right? But imagine everybody, right, completely turned their back on watching any news, picking up any newspapers, buying into any of it, like anything, whether it be true, whether it be false, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think that like half of this shit probably wouldn't even go on? No.
Well,
would you think it still would?
Well, no, you got a good point there, because it's been pointed out by people like Noam Chomsky that the mass media can be used to manufacture consent, which means to just produce consent from the people, or get out of them consent for wars they otherwise would probably say, nah, that's not a good idea. Such as prime examples, the Tony Blair and the weapons of mass destruction. That was a reason, you know, and splashed all over the media. They got weapons of mass destruction, and then that turns public opinion so that it can get through Parliament, and you know everyone agrees.
Tony Blair faced trial for war crimes there.
Huh?
Do you think Tony Blair should have faced trial for war crimes? In fact, maybe fucking, you know, dealt with.
Yeah, it needs to be looked into, I think, you know. But they did have.
It's too late.
Iraq didn't have weapons of mass destruction, but they were definitely refining uranium to weapons grade, you know, uranium. And, you know, so, I mean, there's no other use for weapons grade uranium. To have all of those centrifuges that were found means that he was trying to develop a nuke. There's no use for that kind of grade uranium apart from in a weapon.
Yeah.
So that was all found. So it becomes a little bit murkier. And plus America has had a history with going in. So there's probably pressure from America to, you know, start a war.
He was apparently, Mello seems to think that he was found guilty in a court.
Was he?
Maybe he was. No, in fact, that wouldn't surprise me, mate. It really wouldn't.
Well, if he was, he would have gone to prison. So I don't think that's actually happened.
No?
No. Well, if he knew it was a lie, which he may or may not have, then it would become a crime. But his intelligence may have said, this is what we think. I mean, we don't really know. So, yeah. But I find it funny that people think, you know, people think he's a war criminal, yeah? So, a lot of people on this community say that, and also a lot of people on this community were against those protesters, let's call them, that were protesting at a certain event, claiming that Tony Blair is a war criminal and you're killing our people. So, do you know what event I'm talking about?
The COVID.
No. You remember those? You see, if you just describe them as people demonstrating, there were demonstrators in this country that many people on these panels hate. Yeah. They were just demonstrating at a certain event with placards saying war criminal, Tony Blair, bastard this, all that. You describe them as that, it sounds, like I support that. But I'll tell you the event. Remember
They're saying there were people there supporting Tony Blair?
No. What I'm saying is I'll tell you the event, right?
Oh.
You know when the dead soldiers were coming home from Iraq or whatever in coffins, there were those Islamist guys there with placards saying war crimes, blah, 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 all the rest of it. Now you know that it's them. It changes the complexion, don't it, a bit? But if you just say there were people demonstrating at a funeral procession, basically, about war crimes committed by Tony Blair, it sounds a bit like you would support that. So it's a difficult one.
To go on today, mate.
It's a difficult one.
What about I was saying, that UAV engines place I went to in Shenstone? What is it? Elbit Drones. Drones Limited or whatever it is. Yeah.
I watched all them.
No, you look into that. That's mad, bro. They supply all the drones and that go to Israel then to bomb Palestine and that.
You see, this is the sort of stuff that's hidden from you by the media. They don't want to point this out and point out where they are and what goes on. They would rather your attention be focused on dinghy divers, that kind of thing, or this geezer, I'm working and he's on benefits. Why should that be? Or, plotting people against each other rather than the real criminals in this world, which are the governments that cause terror on a mass scale. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I get that, bro. Listen, I have a strong opinion on illegal immigration in this country. Not immigration, illegal immigration, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have stated in the videos that I have done many a times during some point in the video that if it wasn't for the fact of the things that our government have done over the years to these certain countries, then there wouldn't be refugees in the first place.
Exactly.
I have stated this, what I mean? So, you...
Exactly. And just for an example, right, Afghanistan, it's been pointed out by lots of experts in this field who study geopolitics and all the rest of it. Now that because Afghanistan's GDP, all the money that they've been receiving for the last decade or more has been 100% of it has been from foreign aid. So the West basically giving them money so that they can have a little bit of infrastructure. Now the war has ended, and the Taliban are in control. They carried on this support for a while, right, with conditions. So the Taliban they agreed to build schools for women, and they agreed to, not violate human rights. It was all written down in an agreement. And to carry the support on until they can get on their feet and, do it for themselves. But the West has stopped the aid now. So their income has gone from, being okay to putting people in poverty. They don't get any income now because they still ain't got a proper infrastructure. So all the aid has gone. And so now we can expect poverty over there, child poverty, no schools, human rights violations, and people want to escape now. Whereas before they were willing to stay, under the gaze of the West and giving them funding. So would it be cheaper to just carry on the funding, or now that we've withdrawn it and saved that money, now we have to spend it on hotels and saving the dinghy people, you know, because it's one or the other, in my opinion. I don't think you can withdraw the funding and expect them to stay and not come, you know, go elsewhere in the world.
Yeah.
Would you want to stay in a country that is worse than being in a recession? There's just nothing there for you.
Nah,
no jobs, nothing.
No, I wouldn't. However, on the basis of what we said about like countries like our own governments causing the problems back in these other countries, yeah, wouldn't these people then hold some resentment to like our government, our country, the US, their government? Do you understand? Like, so then you've got to worry that the people are coming over holding some kind of resentment.
Well, I don't know, because
that's why, in my opinion, some people will turn around and say, fuck off. But I believe this is our biggest breach of national security in a long time.
Well, if you think about Afghanistan as the example, we went in there with the Taliban under control, in control, and now we've left there and they're in control. So anyone escaping Afghanistan now would probably be escaping from the Taliban and what they're doing with the country. But yeah, any war, you risk people, you know, coming over here and wanting to kill everyone, you know. So that's one of the risks of going to waging aggressive wars around the world, isn't it? No wonder the Twin Towers were a target. It's no surprise, like all this conspiracy stuff.
If it was a target.
The Arab world.
You say conspiracy, though, bro. You say conspiracy. What? But you believe? Do you actually believe that fucking couple of idiots that have fucking done a few fucking flight simulations or whatever, could fucking put two fucking planes that precisely into buildings like that at that speed?
Absolutely.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
They tried to blow it up in the 1980s. The Twin Towers. They tried. There was a bomb.
Who did? Yeah, but who did?
Islamist terrorists.
Apparently.
For decades. No, for decades.
No. This again goes back to like. Hang on, but you. If I sat here and was saying this, you might be turning around and telling me that I'm like some hater of Muslim. But I'm actually turning around and saying that. Hang on a minute. Who's to say that's true?
Well, I mean,
who's to say that it's true, and that someone like the Taliban at the time wouldn't have been more than happy to take those claims that it was us? Of course, why wouldn't they? Well, good for their propaganda, good for their boost their morale within their camps, doesn't it? Well, and at the same time, it then allows them to wage the West to wage a war.
Well, I mean, you can think of it that way, but you need evidence to claim these sorts of things.
I know you do, mate. I know. And that's the problem, isn't it? Like, you know, when you're up against these people, evidence. Who are these people? Who's going to investigate these people themselves? Oh, yeah.
Some people claim responsibility, and, you know, there's other phone taps and other trails of it. There's lots of evidence to say it was Islamist terrorists, and it's. I mean, they're quite vocal about how much they hate America, because America, you know, commits war crimes around the world. You know, since World War II, every U.S. president under the Nuremberg laws would be found indictable, and so. They recognize this, the rest of the world, especially the Muslim world and Arabs. They realize America are the terrorists of the world. So it's no surprise they're a target. No surprise. But the media, you know, the governments don't want you to hear this. They suppress all this, you know, and they make them out to be terrorists. But when you look at the record, it's clear who the terrorists are, you know, the major terrorists on this planet.
Well, this way again, where it might be a bit of a big stretch, but that's why I go fall back to what I asked you about your opinion on NATO. To me, bro, they're just almost a terrorist organization themselves.
I don't know. I don't think they're aggressors, though. I don't think
they're not aggressors.
I mean,
didn't we agree on the fact that they've definitely over time fucking gone against their word, and you know, like,
well, yeah. I mean,
why do they need to push for so? You know, I just don't get it, man.
But most of the time, they've acted as a peacekeeping force, you know, since World War II. But there are aggressive moves you can do that seem like they are aggressive, which is true, they have done. But actual physical aggression and going in and invading, I don't think they've done that ever. I don't think.
Maybe not in so many ways.
They have, but not under the name of NATO. I mean, we've invaded Iraq. Like we've been involved in all sorts of that sort of stuff.
We're shady fuckers, aren't we?
Well, yeah, the West.
Have you heard about all the banks crashing? A lot of the banks been crashing recently, haven't they? Wasn't it like? Yeah, do you not see something like so many million fucking banks in the UK were shut. I think in the UK anyway, were shut down the other day.
Wow.
All shut down. And not even Nigel Farage, I believe, his bank account, one of his accounts was shut down because there wasn't £1 million in his account.
Oh, bank accounts. Yeah, you know why that is?
Bank account's been shut down, yeah.
They're saying they're doing that because of their political views. You know what I mean? They don't agree with the political views, so they're shutting down their accounts. It's mostly, you know.
But that's a slippery slope, isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah.
You know?
It's sort of like...
We're not talking about that much, though.
Cancel culture, that is.
They're not really talking about that much. I think that's a big thing, man. So many million fucking bank accounts all being shut down pretty much the same day. Like, why isn't that shit being shown?
Yeah.
Instead, they're keeping us all guessing, doing the guessing game.
Well, it's been reported.
With the BBC thing. That's all over the news. That's all they're covering at the minute is this thing. No one seems to know, even though they all know. That's the thing that cracks me up. They're all sat there reporting, who is it then? I see something in the BBC yesterday. Someone was doing something. It might have been on the radio or whatever. She's like, everyone in this room knows. And it's like, so why are you asking him the fucking question if you know the answer? Do you know what I mean? Why don't you tell us? You know?
Well, I was listening to the Director General of the BBC yesterday in an interview, and he's saying he's just doing it for fairness because all presenters get some sort of hate all the time, and they're accused of all sorts of things. So if the interviewer said, well, why didn't you, challenge the person who the accusations are leveled at? And they said, well, we can't do that because we would be doing that all day for all presenters. You can't just receive emails and then just challenge.
I've argued before, right? And some people might not agree with this, but I have argued before. But in these kind of cases, these kind of investigations, right? And on a whole, doesn't matter like where you fucking how superior you are, right? That really, I believe the name shouldn't be made public until found guilty or not, because that could be quite damaging, right? I think there is a fair argument for that.
Yeah.
But what I'm not happy with is when I see presenters getting some kind of privilege, some kind of like peripheral treatment, bro. You know, like it's not right. It's not right.
The Director General has already said, though, they said, we looked at the accusation and tried to contact the person involved and couldn't get any answer.
Right, and they didn't get any answer for about a month.
And they were also aware that the person who's meant to be the victim in this case has written off in a letter to the Sun, denying that it's a thing, like saying, no, like this it never happened. So, it's made. I think it's being made up by the parents for some reason. I heard, like I mentioned earlier, there's something that I heard about the parents and son's relationship that would make you believe, oh, that's why they may want to say this, even though it ain't true. I can't remember the reason, something to do with adoption or it's something like that, you know. I can't remember exactly.
I guess.
Or they don't actually look after that child and haven't done it for a
There
long
was a second allegation made yesterday by a separate individual. So
yeah, I know. They're trying to make out that's a child, but it was an adult met from a dating site. This is the claim, and
but how come it is you watch the BBC and the way they've been moving sketchy recently with Andrew Tate, for instance, yeah? Now that guy's not been found guilty of nothing. Where's your evidence for that? There's no more evidence for that than there is what's going on right now, to be honest. It's just claims, right?
Hasn't he been charged with loads of crimes against women, like rape and all that?
Well, this is what I'm trying to say, right? So this is what I'm saying. So how come he's been treated the way he has, and this other guy at the moment, as far as we know, there's been no arrest made. The place he works for is covering for him and not putting his name out there, even though that's what their job is to report the news. So at no point should that differ just because they have to report on themselves at the end of the day.
The difference is that geezer, Andrew Tate, he publicly goes into interviews and is a bit of a
publicly, when someone sat there and I'm a bit more to believe that at least they're like a little bit honest than that. Those that are like behind the scenes, paying for all seedy, I'll give you 35 grand for some photo. Yeah, it's weird, bro. It makes them look like big, massive hypocrites, man.
Well, no, if he's honest, then at least you know there's good reason to believe it could be true. But if he doesn't say anything along those lines ever, and then they're suddenly accused of something.
As far as the law is, though, yeah, again, he hasn't. It's only claims that yes, there's women turning around and saying that this has happened, so you can't argue that. But again, at the moment, there's no conviction there.
Yeah, but
so
I think
he's been treated the way he has been. When you got people like this being protected.
Well, yeah, I mean, but in terms of the media, they don't want to give platforms to people who have those types of views. I mean, he's a misogynist. He's meant to talk down about women, and he says some crazy shit. So that's the reason why they still give him a platform. But, that's the reason why he's someone, who says some pretty bad shit about a whole section of society, so half of the world, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, Crinkle, I've got to shut down, bro. I need to shut down. I've got to fucking shoot off out. So yeah, man, I've left it right up to the last minute. Fucking
good chatting, bro.
But yeah, good chatting to you, bro. Take care of yourself, brother.
Yeah,
and,
you too,
always welcome, mate. Yeah.
Take it easy, bro.
Oh, mate, take it easy. Big up yourselves as well in the chat. Again, for those who are going to be like, oh, you've had Crinkle on your panel. For me, the difference is I haven't actually seen personally anything from Crinkle recently where he's been talking out of hand or whatever. And he certainly hasn't been doing it here, and he's only showed respect. So where respect's shown, fucking respect's fucking given back. People want to sit there and go, oh, he had Crinkle on the panel. I'd sit there and rather than worry about who I have on my panel, maybe sit and worry about the people that are still spouting the shit that they spout on panels to this day. And they're still getting platforms on multiple channels. So let's not all be hypocrites, yeah? And yeah, big up people. Thanks for joining in. Sorry I got a shoot in it so quick, but yeah, thanks for joining. And yeah, man. Sorry for talking all politics there, but I like talking politics, and Crinkle will talk politics. But yeah, big up yourselves and enjoy the rest of your day, man. Oh, and there's a video dropping later on between about 6 and 7, so look out for that. That's the BBC. We went to the BBC yesterday. So peace out, guys. Much love.